In any business, you have to be adaptive to change. You have to always be willing to change. We sit down, everything.
What is
everything?
everything?
We're taking over everything.
We're taking over everything.
I feel like you guys kidnapped me though.
Nah, we'd never do such thing. That's not what we do here. Would you smile and pretend that you're happy to be here now? All right, great. Great. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the C21 Jamaica podcast. Special guest as usual, but we have a special guest today because we are sitting with the executive chairman of C21, Heave-Ho Properties, Mr. Jordan Chin. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the welcome.
Appreciate the welcome.
Yeah.
Do you appreciate being here?
Yeah, of course. As I said, I felt kidnapped, but
No, we will never do such things.
that's fine.
Did we pull you away from several meetings and basically haul and push you into the studio?
So we're explaining what just happened a while ago.
No, I'm saying, did we do that? I'm asking a question. Did we do that?
So that's not what happened.
No, I'm asking, did we do that?
I think it might be a liability issue. So no, we didn't do that.
Okay, here we go. Searching, as I normally call him. I know you're the executive chairman of Century 21, but I also know that you have other hats, you have traveled other journey to get here. Just give me an idea, just give me a synopsis of the professional synopsis of Mr. Chin.
Well, that's actually an interesting question because just for the short story is first love, real estate, transition into law. When I was given the opportunity, came back to do my one true love, real estate.
Okay, so it's like that professional romantic story where you fell in love with real estate, and then
I guess if you want to,
you maybe thought they were greener pastures elsewhere.
and then explore those greener pastures, but knew that it wasn't.
That your one true love was there all along, which is real estate.
I remember real estate is wide and far. I mean, there's different aspects of the real estate. Is it an agent? Am I coming back as an executive more in the capacity of ideas and brainstorming and business around real estate? I would say maybe I started out in being a realtor and selling properties, getting into the field in that manner. And now I'm coming back more as, brainstorming, thinking about ideas to make a business grow, putting my heart and love into not just myself, but now to the agents, to the staff, and just to the overall real estate industry. And not so much maybe from the standpoint of a realtor.
Okay. So would you say then, in terms of what you just described, that's basically the role of you being executive chairman? So approach real estate.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, it's a business like any other business, and that's why the skill sets that you learn in running a business, regardless of whatever the business is, it's really important if you're going to sit in a role as the executive chairman or CEO of a company that you understand the business dynamic. And that goes into the marketing, the finance, the staff, the welfare, the needs and wants of agents. It's just something, so in any business, needs and wants of your staff, what your product is, where is your consumer, how do you get your product out to the consumer. So it doesn't have to be real estate, it's just business. Okay. So I would say that I'm more in that capacity of the business of real estate.
I've experienced your leadership. Think you're doing a very good job. But
Thank you. And it's not. You don't feel like you have to say that.
No. But I want to pick your brain on something. So, because I know you have extensive knowledge on the whole real estate. Seeing where real estate was about 5 years ago, even as close as pandemic, that time that we went through. What do you see real estate in Jamaica shaping up to be in another 3, 4, maybe 5 years from where you sit?
So, I mean, as I said, I think we were talking earlier where I was in a meeting earlier and I said I could sit down all day and talk about real estate. There's just so much different angles and ways.
We know.
To look at it and approach it. We could look at market trends that was happening 5 years ago versus now. We can look at maybe, the ease of doing real estate now rather than before. We can look at how Jamaica in itself has tried to position itself to attract more persons in the diaspora and from overseas to invest in the country. And all of those are different ways and impacts on the real estate market. It's not just about trends. It goes deeper. You know, sometimes in this position, you have to be aware of the different economics in the industry of Jamaica. You need to keep up to date with what's going on with, you know, issues with cross-border purchasing. How does Jamaica look to the diaspora? You know, what implementations and policies is the government of Jamaica doing to impact the real estate market? How can we tap into that market more? How can our presence be known more, not just in Jamaica, but also in the areas and regions where persons or the government is looking to target persons to invest in Jamaica? What can we do to make Jamaica feel safer? The decreasing crime rate, that in itself of what the government is doing to control crime has a positive impact and spin-off on the real estate industry. So it's a very, very wide question and a very, very dynamic response. You know, there's many different areas and ways we can talk and touch about it. But I mean, I guess in some way I kind of went through the different areas.
Do you see persons investing more in like the city areas? Do you see more high-rise buildings coming up, or do you see persons taking real estate more to along the coast? You know, investing in like as you say, you speak about the diaspora, attracting more persons to come and visit, using the country as a vacation spot or stuff like that. I'm just saying, based on where you sit, which one you think is something that you think the trend might be in the future? City living, more modern, high-rise buildings, or persons taking it on the coast, so to speak?
Well, Andre, just listening to you, I mean, I think you touched it all yourself. I don't know if I'm interviewing you or you're interviewing me.
No, I'm just asking based on where you sit.
What I'm saying is that everything you said was quite accurate. So yes, you're going to have a lot more developments going on in Kingston because, you know, we're going up. In just the simplest of terms. We have a lot more for approvals. We have, you know, a lot of applications down in KSAC for high-rise buildings to go up. You know, you see them going up all over the place. But what do you also see? You also see a whole lot of developments going on out of town. You see persons gravitating to purchase in new construction outside of Kingston. You see developers investing outside of Kingston. What does that even lead to? That is again where I go to a direct consequence of Jamaica and government of Jamaica improving road networking. Persons find it easier now to be able to traverse from the city, in and out of the city, widening roads, less traffic. That's what we're trying to do. I mean, it's going to be a step-by-step process, but that is one of the major impacts where people, what do people say now? It's like a quick shoot to Mandeville. Like, it's not even like a journey anymore. Back in the day when you go into Ocherias and you have to drive over Mount Russell, go through Fern Gully, you're praying to God that you don't buck up a truck on the at the worst time.
Like 3 hours.
And now you see developments going on in Ocherias. They're sold out. You know, the high rise in Sol Harbor is one of the new developments in Ocherias that, you know, based on our records and knowledge, doing very well. And persons from Kingston are gravitating towards these developments. Runaway Bay, that development, which is a high-end development, Palm Beach, doing very well as well based on our records and knowledge. The Paradisiac, I was speaking to a friend of mine, and they were indicating, you know, the amount of sales that they have at the Paradisiac, the amount of sales that C21 is doing at the Paradisiac, the amount of mortgages that they have to write. The mortgage departments sometimes call me and say, Jordan, we're overworked. You know, C21 is giving too much sales for the Paradisiac, and we can't even manage the volume of mortgage processing. And they were like, well, you know, we have to stay late because they get commissions off of it and stuff. So they're really pushing. But, you know, it's something where this is all happening. Everything that you were saying, we can go down the list and check it. More high rises in Kingston. More persons are open to the opportunity to live outside of Kingston, even to traverse to and from work. Persons are finding it easier to invest and do developments outside of Kingston because they can easily check up on the development. Quick 40-minute reach to Ocherias, check up, do whatever they need to do and come back in the same day. They don't need to have to stay overnight because they're too tired. So all of these things, you know, a lot of persons, our phone logs and records indicate so much persons from overseas, from the diaspora, are calling, are trying to find property in Jamaica. They want to invest. They want our guidance, whether it's just land for now, if they're not going to actively want to Airbnb or rent, or it just depends on their needs. Yeah. Sometimes people are just saying that Jamaica is hot. They're trying to park their money in something where they know it's going to appreciate. They've checked the history, they've checked the records, and they've seen that Jamaica is a steady place for persons to invest in the island. So they're saying, let me just buy some land for now, since I'm not actively marketing or actively doing real estate. Okay. Then persons are saying, let me buy an apartment. I might want to come down here and stay. The crime rate is down. They feel safer. They feel more comfortable. A lot of the properties going up to are in gated communities out of town. So people are saying, let's do that. Or they might be saying, we just want to invest in something else. Or you have some really heavy hitters coming down and saying, Jordan, we're looking to do a big development in Jamaica. We're looking at targeting some North Coast properties or somewhere there. Let's buy something big.
Okay, so basically, in terms of what you just highlighted a while ago, in bits and pieces, you're hinting, or you're hinting at C21 positioning itself as one of the leaders, one of the industrial leaders in the local and maybe regional real estate market.
For sure. I mean, you know my plan. Number one,
so
always.
Hold on. So before you get to that, that's why I'm asking you. What is your vision for the company's growth and expansion? Like, where do you see? What's the vision?
So we're targeting.
I mean, don't give out your secrets. But what is your vision? Right. What is your vision for the company's growth and expansion?
We're targeting everything. We sit down everything.
What is everything?
We're taking over everything.
We're taking over everything. When you say we are taking,
so I mean, I won't divulge too much into it, right. But we have strategy meetings all the time about these things. One of my first things is that you need to get your house in order, right? So we upgraded our infrastructure in C21 to first world level.
Even a studio.
Even a studio. Yeah. But the concept is you need to get your house in order first and ensure that the back end can manage the inflow of clients and the customer base and the streamlined processes, the artificial intelligence integration in what we do, how we do it to make it more streamlined, to make it more efficient, hiring proper staff complement that can really get the team out there, get the marketing out there, get the data correct, do the research, do the analytics. It's those type of just examples of what we're doing to get ourselves into the first world environment. Upgrading everything, all social media, podcasts, YouTube channels, Twitter. Is it Twitter still? Or what was Pasania call it? No, X. And, I'm not going to be an expert in everything, but I can hire. That's what we've done.
I don't want you to divulge any top secrets that you may have. So I'm going to just kind of pause right there and just shift to how do you stay ahead of the competition in such a saturated market? When you look at it right now, there is I think the last check I did, don't quote me on this figure, but it was 100,000 billion people that are currently doing real estate in Jamaica, that are practicing real estate in Jamaica. How it is that you, as the exec chairman, positions Century, to stay relevant and to be a focus in such a saturated market?
So, in any business, you have to be adaptive to change. You have to always be willing to change. And that's a policy that we have here at C21. We take and listen to every idea. We analyze and properly do our due diligence on everything that we're going into. And, as you said, just the real estate market itself, we sit down and spend hours and get a lot of data on the industry, on the training, on the persons that are graduating, to really differentiate ourselves. How are we going to hire? Who are we going to hire? And you need to have a variety. You need to target certain persons. You need to target certain demographics. It's a whole concept of what we do and how we do it. There's a system in place,
right.
And we just have to follow that system for now. And so far, I can tell you that it's working out.
Okay.
It's working out.
That was a very diplomatic response.
I'm trying to be as diplomatic as possible.
I don't, it sounds like I'm trying to pull your secrets and put it out there.
I feel like you are.
No, I'm not trying to pull your secrets.
And we spoke
put
before
it out
this
there,
interview started, and we said we have to keep it
don't
very...
ask these questions. And here I am asking these questions on the camera. But I'm not trying to pull. It's just that I find it interesting that the market is so saturated.
Saturated with what? Properties or agents?
No, just realtors. Like it's realtors and brokerages and all that. Like no, I feel like it's like peak season more than ever. And for some reason, Century is still up there, being mentioned with a few names that are being mentioned as in up there.
You know, we're grateful. We are grateful. We have a lot of applications coming in. We do selectively choose the persons that, you know, affiliate themselves with Century 21 and work with us.
And speaking of the selectively choose, so step away from Century then. But what advice would you throw out there to persons looking to break into the real estate industry as to how to position themselves to be different?
So, I mean, you know, one of the things I always ask, do you already have an existing job? Are you already out there doing something? Is that your sphere of influence? Jamaica is a very peculiar industry where a lot of business is done through relationships. And the more that you have a relationship with people is generally the stronger you're going to start in your real estate career. Now, it's something you can build, you know, and we teach it. We teach the trade secrets and the tricks of how to build that very rapidly. But someone who is already in the working world, who is exposed to the business world, generally, that's what we find. We have a lot of positive feedback from clients, positive feedbacks from the numbers, just the general ease of getting into the real estate industry. It's just like your transition. It's just a job. Everybody has their job, you get good at it, but you know the technique of how to do your job. And you learn while any job you're doing before, how sometimes to work smarter instead of trying to burn out or, you know, doing too much. And it's those tools that you still have to carry and use into the real estate industry, because this is an industry where you can get burnt out very quickly.
So basically, utilize your sphere of influence from whatever you're currently doing or where you're coming from.
Where you're coming from.
And utilize the tools that we have.
And it's not just work, it's just, you know, your social life, your social career. It doesn't have to be from a work-related standpoint.
So if you do a lot of carnival, utilize the...
Where are we going with this?
No, right. Let's get back to...
Let's talk about the tickets again?
No. Was I promised some tickets for some events? We won't discuss that on the podcast. But...
You had to circle it back, didn't you?
No, I'm just... All right.
It was a good party.
You
did miss out.
I did miss out. And you are saying this to me.
Let's move on.
You know what? Let's move on. So I am looking to join a brokerage, and I am looking at Century 21. And I'm looking at others. One thing that you will say to sway me to continue looking at Century 21.
So, I mean, I'm trying to give the diplomatic answers.
Yeah. I mean, I don't expect you to like say things that would make you, your Century 21 look like the only firm that exists. But, you know, go ahead.
So, you know, we have, I mean, the brokerage itself, Century 21, that we have been operating, has been in the island for over 30 years. We have a track record, long proven. We have 30 years. So, you know, and with that experience, we've had some agents with us for a very long time as well. Persons who have grown with the real estate industry, persons who can navigate it well and give great advice. And, you know, we are grateful that a lot of them are mentors. So we have a lot of people here who are realtors in the Century 21, with the Century 21 team, that are just so willing to give back. They're so willing to assist new realtors coming in the market, new team members. You know, the guidance and advice that they can give out of experience is really something that you can't take away. And we have so many of them that even when we're recruiting new persons and they go through our intensive training program and all of that, everyone is assigned a mentor when they're coming into the market. Because we don't feel like anybody should be left alone. It's a very, very easy world or easy industry to get lost in. And that's why, I mean, I have an open door policy. Tina has an open door policy. And what we decided is that Tina and I can't be the only ones that are given, there's too much, right? And we don't know it all either. So we're grateful to have so much senior persons in the industry that have joined up on our mentorship program to really give back to our team members, to have them hold their hand step by step. So, school can teach you so much, but you really don't learn until you're thrown into life. That's when the learning really starts. The application of the knowledge to real world experience, it's a hard transition at times. And we realize that, which is why when we have our mentors and persons to guide it, it just makes the process so much easier. Seamless. And then we have the back end office, which has a superb staff, very willing. I think if anything, maybe what I'm alluding to, and I didn't even know I was alluding to it, is the C21 culture. The culture that we have is a very family-oriented, helping culture. And that's something, I don't want to say it, but it's something that's kind of rare in the real estate industry. It's rare out there. And what we try to do, or what I've tried to do, is to keep the culture the same. That it's a very family-oriented, helping each other, giving advice to each other. It's not a cutthroat mentality that we're trying to foster. And that's what C21, its team members do with each other, which is something that I would say contributes to the rapid growth of the company, and where we are now in such a short space of time, having taken over and really gone into the C21 brand within the past 2-3 years.
Okay, so it's like a strength in numbers type of thing. It's like a mentorship program that you guys have.
You're only as good as the people you have.
Yeah.
And I say it all the time, like my team is my everything. My agents are my everything. And we take a lot of time to foster and nurture persons, to give them that guidance and to grow them in the culture. And that's why we're very selective too with the hiring process.
And you mentioned giving as well. We'll get back to that.
We'll get back to that.
We'll get back to the giving part later on in the show. I know C21 Heave-Ho Properties is one of them companies that wins. It's one of the brokerages that wins. Would you care to highlight some of the winnings that you have seen or experienced or that has happened in recent times? I don't think you have enough time to go through the whole history.
So let me tell you,
any winnings that you...
I have a lot of wins. Okay. You know why? I celebrate every win. And I encourage my agents, it goes straight back to the agents, because I'm always coming back to the agents. I encourage my agents to celebrate every win. It doesn't matter if it's a small rental, a large rental, a small sale, a big sale. It doesn't matter if it's just landing the listing or just getting superb marketing out there and the client coming back to you and saying, boy, I really love the marketing that you've done around my property. I see it everywhere. I see the sponsored ads. You've touched a lot of different social media platforms. You've gotten it out there through the email blast. I got the email I didn't even know, and I saw it, and I wanted to buy my own property that I listed with you. Like an agent came back and told us that already. And I'm like, that's a huge win. Okay. So it's not just landing the sale. It's not just, we celebrate that because at the end of the day, that's where we're trying to go, teaching the agents to guide their clients through that process to really complete. Okay. But it's important to celebrate every win along every aspect of the journey.
Yeah. It's fun that you mentioned those as the wins. You're talking about the agents and these things, and when clients come back to us, and you're sounding all proper, right? Very diplomatic, right? And I realize you're not mentioning anything about us being recognized by Central Global, right? Central 21 Global. You're not mentioning anything about us being, the number one franchise in the Caribbean. You're not mentioning anything about our agents being awarded by Central Global. You're not mentioning any of those things. You're talking about just... So that's where we're
those are very notable, I'm very happy of that.
So
I'm very proud of it.
We're leaving that. We're leaving those parts.
But let me tell you, if you put in the work early and you celebrate the small wins, those things will come naturally.
Okay.
That's just the truth of it.
All right.
Those things are inevitable. If you put in the work, you're gonna get the Centurion Award, Office Award.
Okay.
2% of the offices in the entire world.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. It's just something. It's a natural consequence.
Okay.
It's a natural consequence. But you need to celebrate the small wins because you're naturally going to get the big wins will come.
Put together enough small wins, the big wins will come.
Put together enough. Yeah.
All right.
I like just the way you said it. Perfect.
Okay. All right. Is there any, or are there any innovative products or services that you're currently working on that you think will, you know what I mean? Again, I know it might sound like a secret puller. I'm not trying to pull any secrets, but what you think, what can persons expect to be coming from Century 21 in the near future? What are some of the things?
So, I mean, apart from what we've discussed already, and we've touched on already, we also strongly believe in brand affiliation and partnerships. So, we have a lot of partnerships that we have onboarded with persons that are in or touch some way the real estate industry.
So is it, when you say partnership, so is it that as a client of Century 21, I can benefit from those partnerships as well?
For sure. And that's one of the key focuses that we were doing last year with business development. So I mean, just to name a few, we have ATL, we have Creative Building and Finishes, we have Solar Buzz, we have Geddes Refrigeration, we have so much more of persons that we just have partnerships with that touch and concern the real estate industry. So clients of ours will benefit from discounts. Realtors will also benefit from referrals. And we know, and it complements the real estate industry. So you buy a house, you're going to need appliances.
But that's what this is what I've been trying to get from you, Mr. King.
In time,
This is what
all
I've been
good
trying
things
to
in
get,
time.
right? These are the things that I'm trying to get. When you talk about giving, right? When you talk about, you know, all the nice, sweet things that you so eloquently put out earlier in the interview, right? This is what I want to get. So you're telling me I link Century 21, I buy or I rent my home through Century 21, right? I even sell, but you're telling me that I buy or rent my home, I can get ATL, that a AC, stove, fridge, I can get Solar Buzz, like the whole, you understand what I'm saying? I can get discount from the Creative Building. I talk about the tiling and bathroom
bathrooms,
fixtures
all of
and
those
kitchen
stuff.
fixtures. Yeah. And what's the other one you mentioned?
We mentioned Geddes Refrigeration. So
more AC.
More AC. Discounts
big
off of the
fridge.
AC.
So, this is...
You know, businesses are doing cold rooms. They get, you know, it's just a full discount package.
That's what I'm saying.
Just
So,
generally speaking, that we've signed on with them. It's just an affiliate program that we have going on through business development to just make the whole process easier for you. So we're helping the clients with that.
Yeah.
I mean, even during the process, we have these relationships too with all the evaluators, all the surveyors, to ensure that the process itself goes very smoothly and very quickly. If you're buying a home, you're trying to get the value on your home, you need a valuation for the bank, you know, you need a surveyor's ID report. We have the connections with all of those individuals and professionals that once you call and, you know, our agent calls them and say, you know, this is from the Century 21, that we need this done, it's just fast tracked. You know, there's discounts that are applied as well based on the different service providers. So it's really a holistic approach that we're taking to the real estate market, which is the business, going back to the business of real estate.
right. And I think you kind of bring everything full circle a while ago when you said the holistic approach in terms of real estate. And what I realize is that even though, of course, as exec chairman, you have to position Century in a way to be profitable and to be a booming business. But you have systems in place to benefit persons who are part of the brand and persons who employ the brand. And I like that. I like the fact that you have all these systems in place. All right, Mr. Chin, I understand that you have other activities and other things to tend to. Producer has given me the wrap-up signal. Please do not look that way. Right, we're not paying attention to that wrap-up signal right now. Because before you leave, first of all, thank you for all the, you know, thank you for elaborating to kind of give us a feel and some kind of insight into your role as exec chairman. Thank you for that. But before you go, I have a little game that we want to play with you. And by I say game and play with you, I mean like
I'm listening.
on the paper, like it's not, I like we're going to, yeah. All right. So I just have a few questions, and this game is called This or That. So it's a few questions I'm going to throw to two options, and you're going to select the option that you prefer.
Okay.
So that's all it is, right? So you can relax. That's
fine.
Relax.
I
I saw, you know,
People's dilated.
you saw the hair just kind of stick up. I'm like, no, it's not like that. All right. Law or real estate?
Real estate.
Okay. All right. Ready for this one? Ready?
Ready.
Soca or dancehall?
Dancehall. That's all.
You heard the other option? Okay.
Well, you're learning some stuff too.
All right. City living versus country style or, coastal living.
Coastal living, country style.
These are not adding up. These are not adding up at all. Pick up van or sedan.
Pick up van or sedan. Pick up van.
Okay. All right.
That one you kind of got.
That sounds like it. Sneakers or loafers?
Sneakers.
All right, that sounds like it.
Walk a lot, bro.
New Balance or Under Armour?
New Balance.
Sure.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. And last but not least, right? Now this one you have to kind of sit up straight. You have to kind of get up.
Was I slouching this whole time?
No, you're in slouching. But I'm just saying that this one can really, tilt your chair over. So you have to be careful. You ready?
Ready.
You ready?
No.
Henny versus Appleton 12-year-old.
Obviously, it'll be Appleton 12-year-old.
That's crazy.
But you knew this already.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
You give me it every Christmas.
That's crazy.
Or every time I'm upset.
No. We definitely do not just give you a drink in the office every time you're upset.
Of course.
Mr. Chin.
Of course not.
No, we would not do that. Maybe check your desk after the interview. All right.
I mean, it's like 5 o'clock now, isn't it?
Somewhere.
No, it's
actually 5 o'clock.
It's actually 5 o'clock.
So again, thank you, Mr. Chin, for joining us on the C21 Jamaica podcast today. Thank you for your insights. Thank you for all the highlights that you have given us and the gems. So we want to say thank you for being here. And to the viewers, thank you for watching. To the producer, big up yourself. And to everybody, we just want to say stay safe, keep going, love, and peace. All right?
You're built for this.
No, you are built for this. You're built for this.